Okay, hi everyone. So, do you see this mic setup? I like put it into my glasses, twisted it, and then put it in my ear. Because it has to be that close to my mouth. Because I'm in a public area, so there's music playing and things like that. But this is the only way I can film, so I'm gonna do a tarot reading for you right now. This is using my own deck, my tarot deck. Oh god. Yeah, so before I got interrupted, I was saying I'm doing a tarot reading using my own deck. So this is my poetry tarot deck. It's like cards of my poetry. See? This one is tear this dam down, let life flow again. Don't you see you're knee deep in water, infected and stale? Okay, but that wasn't the card for today, so I'm just gonna ask like, what do people need to hear? Actually, no. Before that, I'm gonna ask like, what's the energy right now? Okay, like what? Yeah, what's the energy surrounding you right now? What's the energy surrounding you right now? What's the energy surrounding you right now? Give me a card once I know I've been connected with whoever is about to tune into this. Okay, cool. And now show me what is the energy surrounding. Too many cards. Too many cards. Just one card or two cards. Show me what's the energy surrounding you right now. Okay. It's polarizing. Okay, it's a very, very polarizing. People perceive you like this way or that way. There's no in between. It's very like all or nothing. I was just saying this actually. I was just saying this like I was trying to sell these cards. These cards are my poetry tarot cards in the farmer's market here. And people like they barely come up to my booth. It's like my presence intimidates them and my presence doesn't invite them in. I'm in a also like 50% white area, okay? As soon as I like stepped away from the booth and just kind of like went to the back, more people started coming up to the table. But then like they still wouldn't stay long and they wouldn't make eye contact with me and things like that. But like I noticed that I'm either perceived as like, you know, somebody people stay away from, or the opposite. People like try and invade my space. They literally will try and invade my space, ask me questions that like don't feel good to my body and soul, and like pressure me for answers, you know? So it's either this way or that. It's either that they like stay away or they're like invading my space. So it's this very polarizing type of energy, and I haven't figured out what makes somebody swing one way or the other. But usually when we're dealing with that, when we're dealing with like polarizing energy, it's nothing to do with you. It's because like the way people perceive you goes against their stereotypes of you. So instead of changing their stereotypes, what they'll do is like it's gonna create a cognitive dissonance, and because of that they'll like either swing this way or that way. Like I can't, it's very hard for me to explain right now. But whoever is meant to resonate with this will understand it. But just know like it's usually some type of cognitive dissonance under it, and they're not able to perceive you in your fullness. So because of that, they're going to create distorted views of you so that they can see you in either black or white, okay? But you're gray and they'll never be able to see you that way. So they either swing to the black or white, okay? So this is the card. The East calls us traditional or westernized. The West sees us invisible or fetishized. So yeah, like I said, this is very, very polarizing energy, and like you'll get this no matter who it is, even if it's your community, even if it's outside your community. You will get perceived in polarizing ways, and it's very frustrating. It's very frustrating. That's putting it lightly. But I'm gonna pull like one more card for what you need to hear right now surrounding that. What do you need to hear right now? Okay. Yeah. Okay, if you know the Temperance card in tarot, whenever I see it, I always think patience. But Temperance isn't exactly patience. It's more like balance. But even balance isn't the right word, because balance kind of implies like you're like on a scale, right? But you're not even on that scale. Like, you're in a completely different plane. Gonna wait for that motorcycle to pass because I know you can hear it. Yeah, so you're not even in that plane that they're measuring you by, right? So like, for example, like if you are non-binary and people are measuring you by like what they know as masculine and feminine, it's like they're never going to be perceiving you in your truth, and never fully native and always wild, she travels from roots to seeds, both a wise crone and a child. Never fully native and always wild, she travels from roots to seeds, both a wise crone and a child. This is about like nomadic energy, I would say, rather than patience. It's about like embodying your essence, because your essence is not something that people can understand in this physical world. It's like, at least most people, they don't have the capacity to understand you for the complexities of you, like the world can be very binary and you may be non-binary. So like, what this is reminding me of it's like kind of like you, in order to survive but also thrive, you kind of have to go in between the physical world and spiritual world, like back and forth. Because if you stay in this physical world and never never go to like the spiritual planes, you're never gonna be seen for who you are because this physical world is very binary, but at the same time, if you like stay up in the clouds or like up in the spiritual essence of who you are, like, are you going to enjoy the connections that you could be making with people? Are you going to be enjoying like the pleasures that this physical body can give you, even though your essence is beyond the binary? There's still so much of your body that like, you have to experience in the physical world that like you can't only experience spiritually. So I'm feeling like the way that you're going to kind of cope with this polarizing type of energy is going back and forth between the physical and spiritual world, and not in a way where like you dissociate, because I tend to do that and dissociate, and that's not good. But what I'm feeling is like you're actually in control of this. Like, you can sort of decide, when do I want to tune into this physical space, when do I want to space out. Like, you can actually control that, and that's amazing. And that's going to be sort of like your power, I would say. Power isn't even the right word. It's like your essence. It's your, I was gonna say way to cope, but cope implies that like you're not thriving and you're only surviving. But this is like your way to thrive in a world that's not built for you. So that's amazing. That's what I need to discover, actually. So I think this reading was for me too. I'm gonna end the reading there. You can always buy these cards linked in my bio. My Etsy is Tarot Tea Poetry. Tarot tea as in drinking tea, and then poetry. So yeah, please support me, please. And I'm going to go now. Bye.